The Housing, Urban Development, and Zoning Committee will be now called to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Davis,
Present.
Alderman Cone, Alderman Coatar, Alderwoman Boyd, Alderman Muhammad, Alderwoman Martin,
Present.
Alderman Narayan,
Here.
Alderwoman Evans, Chairman Boyd,
Present.
Alderman Cone, Alderman Coatar, Alderwoman Boyd,
Present.
Alderman Muhammad, Alderwoman Evans. 5 present, you have quorum.
Outstanding. First order of business is I would like to entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes for January the 18th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Davis,
Aye.
Alderman Cone, Alderman Coatar, Alderwoman Boyd,
Aye.
Alderman Muhammad, Alderwoman Martin,
Aye.
Alderman Narayan,
Aye.
Alderwoman Evans, Chairman Boyd.
Aye.
5 aye votes.
Your vote, you've adopted the minutes from January the 18th. Only board bills for review today is Board Bill 164, sponsored by Alderwoman Ingrassia. This is a time-sensitive board bill. She does have some guests here today. John Kohler from Board of Public Service, as well as Scott Ogley from the Planning Department. Alderwoman Ingrassia, you recognized on Board Bill 164.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. Board Bill 164 is a 3-pronged project that are approved, or excuse me, that were approved by East West Gateway. Some of them in May of 2021, I think the other 2 in October of 2021. The Board of Aldermen needs to authorize the City of St. Louis to provide for design, right-of-way acquisition, and construction. The first project is the Tucker Cycle Track. That project is approximately $1.4 million. The city was able to receive the Transportation Alternative Program grant in order to move this project forward. The second project is removing and reconstructing the Compton Bridge over by Harris-Stowe and St. Louis University's campuses. That's a $20 million project, and we received a surface transportation grant to fund that project. And then the third is the South Broadway Multimodal project, and that's $1.2 million, and we received a congestion mitigation and air quality program grant in order to move that forward. I'm happy to take questions, and also John Kohler with BPS and Scott Ogleby with Planning have more specific details if you would like to ask questions of them as well.
Okay, well, let's go down. Alderwoman Marlene Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. I don't have any questions. I'm very familiar with actually all 3 of the projects. But what I'd like to do is add my name as a sponsor on the board bill, please.
Okay. Madam Clerk, please make note of that.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Sure.
Thank you. Alderwoman Davis, Alderman Coatar, and Alderwoman Martin should already be listed as co-sponsors if they're not already, because the projects touch their wards as well.
You're right. So, Madam Clerk, please make note of that. Okay, next up is Alderwoman Boyd.
I have no questions, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Alderwoman Martin.
No questions, thank you.
Alderman Narayan.
No questions, thank you.
Alderwoman Evans.
I have no questions, but if my name is not added to that, I would also like to have mine added to that as well.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please make note of that. I just have a slight question. River City Casino Boulevard, I thought that was relatively a new street. When the casino came in, I thought they kind of created that new street that connected from, I'm thinking in my head, Broadway to the casino. Maybe I'm off.
I'm sure that's the case. Alderwoman Martin could probably speak with more detail, but this is construction of a 2-mile two-way protected cycle track along South Broadway. And it will connect or running from River City Casino Boulevard to Dover.
Oh, Scott, go ahead.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. River City Casino Boulevard is just the south terminus of that project. So we won't be doing any work on River City Casino Boulevard, but that'll be the south end of the project. And it'll progress north along Broadway up to Sister Marie Charles or Bella Reef Park.
Okay, and since we have you, Mr. Ogilvy, formerly Alderman Ogilvy, who's working with the city in planning and doing a lot of the traffic calming, are there any traffic calming initiatives that's part of this overall project?
Which of the projects? I mean, they're all distinct, but certainly they all have some elements, multimodal and traffic calming elements, yes.
Okay. All right, just curious. I know that's a passion of yours. So, okay, I have no further questions. I will entertain a motion on Board Bill 164.
I make a motion on Board Bill 164.
To pass Board Bill 164 out of committee to do pass recommendation?
Yes.
Okay, there's been a motion to pass Board Bill 164 out of committee to do pass recommendation. I'll entertain a second.
I'll second that.
Been moved in second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Davis,
You're on mute, Alderwoman Davis.
Aye.
Alderman Cone, Alderman Coatar, Alderwoman Boyd,
Aye.
Alderman Muhammad, Alderwoman Martin,
Aye.
Alderman Ryan,
Aye.
Alderwoman Evans,
Aye.
Chairman Boyd,
Aye.
6 aye votes.
By your vote, you have passed Board Bill 164 out of committee to do pass recommendation. And now we're up. There are no resolutions, committee discussions. Since I have John here, I would like to ask a question in relationship to the infrastructure bill. And I know that maybe this is not in your wheelhouse, but I know I have had personal resistance to a project that was originally to be funded. I think it was the Goodfellow something. What's it called? John, unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, it's a congestion mitigation, air quality, Goodfellow, signal interconnect, and pedestrian improvements.
Right. And so when they took the capital money, over $100-some thousand for our capital money, it became hard for me to fund the project. And so I did not add any additional money to that project. And I sent emails out saying that since we didn't spend all this money on personnel because we couldn't hire people, that the administration needed to just put the money in the project since they stripped the Alderman of at least $100,000. And so can you tell me what's the latest on that? And if potentially we can use either the ARPA funds or the infrastructure funds that may be coming down the pike in order to subsidize that project, whereby we won't have to use our capital money, which is very scarce.
So I know that you had committed the lion's share of the local match to support that project, and there is a shortfall. The other two impacted Alderman, and you did provide some local match funding. We are in the process of solidifying an alternative funding source to cover that shortfall. I don't have the specifics on whether that has been fully located and established for the project, but that is the goal, to find local match funding from other sources so that we can continue to pursue that project.
Yeah, and I certainly would hate to have it just held up, but I wanted to be fair. I wanted the Alderman to be treated fair in this process because our constituents think we have all this money and we write checks and hire people to do work, and we really don't. A lot of that is on BPS. Are you involved in the capital committee that have been meeting to discuss a lot of the capital needs? Have you been involved in those committees?
So Rich Bradley, as the president of the Board of Public Service, has been spearheading, or at least been closely involved with that project process and funding source. I have been somewhat involved with generating a list of projects that were reviewed by this large oversight committee, I'll call it. I do not have the results of what the final recommendations were for the ARPA funding, and I would recommend that you reach out to Rich Bradley or other city staff who have been involved intimately with that process.
Okay, and I didn't mean to put you on the spot, and I definitely don't want to insert you in a quagmire, but I just thought, I know you know a lot what's going on in BPS, being one of the senior people there. So I just thought I'd ask you why I had this open opportunity. But I would certainly reach out to Richard Bradley, the president, and ask him about those recommendations, because I just think that we have an opportunity of a lifetime with a lot of different funding that's coming from the federal government. And I know that we can apply for, I think, lost revenue or something like that under the ARPA funds, which means that we can kind of, use some of the, we could take that money, put it in our general revenue, and basically use it for whatever we want to, which it would not be, restricted by any means except for city charter. So that's why I wanted to put that out there. But Alderwoman Davis, you're on mute, Alderwoman.
Mr. Chairman, are you on Ways and Means Committee?
I think so. I don't remember.
I'm
on so many committees.
I don't
can't
know
remember.
either. But I know last week I had the capital committee budget sent to us, and it has the list of all the things that we were looking at as priority projects. But we can also have them send that to us again. And also they explained to us that we cannot use ARPA funds as matching money on a project.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that was another reason why we were trying to get that bond opportunity there, so that we would have some additional money when we needed to match. But there's a whole lot of other stuff with that as well.
Right.
And hopefully we'll have a chance for them to explain it in detail as we move forward.
Yeah, I certainly look forward to that, even if I'm not on Ways and Means, because we can use general revenue funds. And
Okay.
we have not been able to hire people for years. And we have so we have, kind of just rolled over a lot of those personnel funds, and that we should be able to find some general revenue to subsidize those projects, since we did not get our full allocation. That's all I'm saying. And that's what I would be advocating for.
Mm-hmm.
With that, are there any other committee members that have any comments or concerns? Just raise your hand. We only have a few of us on here right now. I'm not seeing anybody. Okay. I would like to excuse all the aldermen who are not here due to necessary absences. And with that, man, this is just too quick. I feel like we got more work to do. Madam Clerk, is it over?
I didn't hear you.
Is it over? Are we done?
I believe so, unless you want to make some more announcements.
Nah, I don't have any more announcements. All right, we will declare that the Housing and Urban Development and Zoning Committee is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for adjusting your schedules to be here. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye.